Suge Knight who was grazed on the head.
He wanted us to make sure that we took care of Tupac before him.
And then with 3 Metro police officers inside their ambulance and a police escort, not typical protocol, a ride to the University Medical Center, followed by Jim telling Shane who their patient was.
I listen to country music. I never heard of Tupac Shakur. So it didn't register to me.
Soon after,
flashing police lights quickly replaced the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip.
News reports, vigils, and more help put it all into perspective.
You were rooting for him to make it?
6 days later, Shakur died.
That's sad. And, he had a lot going for him, and I'm sure he would still be making music today.
I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself?
The call, which they say lasted 14 minutes from start to finish, for them is unforgettable, just like Tupac Shakur is to so many.
I talked to him yesterday. We remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, we've run thousands and thousands of calls since that call, and we remember every detail like it was yesterday. Did you realize how much of an influence he really did have, and that how big of a deal it was? I guess I realize it more now than I did 20 years ago.
Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
And now Metro Police tell us.
Earlier in the interview, you said that Tupac scrapped the whole album because of Death Row. Do you have some more information about this?
Tupac and Death Row, for me, was not cool. I didn't like that. I hated that he signed with Death Row. The reason why he scrapped that album I was telling you about earlier is because one day I was in the studio in Santa Monica with Dre. They were doing Dre's, they were working on Snoop's album, I think. Yeah, because Dogtown and they were working on Snoop's first album. So I'm like, I'm in the studio, I'm looking around, I'm going from door to door, and I open up the door, and it's Pull Up and Daz, and listening to Tupac's album, with his Cool to Fuck, all these other songs he did. This album never came out. And so I'm like, when you guys get that? And they was like, well, Tony Allen gave it to us, because they were on was a big deal.
When Pac came home, this how much when Pac came home, whatever material Dog Pound had, Dre had, Snoop had, any of them had to do, so he could do his album. So that's why when you listen to the album, California Love was supposed to be on Dre's album. Right. You know what I'm saying? The one that I'm on with Red, that was supposed to be for the Dog Pound album. And Rage was in the spot that Pac was in. And Deck was on the record also. But by the time Pac got on it, when I met the brother later on down the line, it was at when all this East-West crap was going on, but it wasn't no East-West crap. When Bad Boy and Death Row, whatever, was going through their little shit. I remember because I was hot and I was baked. And I'm baked, but I'm in LA. It's just me. I ain't out there with nobody.
Y'all had a mansion out there. Remember that?
Yeah, we did, but we didn't have no mansion then. It was just meth out there. Like, boom, I'm in here, right? So I remember sitting up in one of the booths. You know how House of Blues is set up. I'm sitting, and this is the pre-Soul Train party. So I'm sitting up in one of the booths, and I'm just like looking around and everything, and I'm starting to feel the tension. Before that, I wasn't feeling the tension. I mean, we was even, the plane coming to LA, Sugar was on our fucking plane. You know what I'm saying? So it was all up. I'm in there, just tension. It just felt weird. And I remember seeing Puff come through. That's where it started for me at. I remember seeing Puff come through, and Puff had like 5 bodyguards with him. And this was like one of the only times Puff ever stopped to speak to me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, back in them days. During those days. Big shit a lot, whatever. He wanted to first stop, speak to me and shit. So you know, I felt a little uneasy, like, what the fuck was that about? Puff don't do that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to shake it off. I'm sitting up in the booth, and I remember somebody snapped me out of the funniest thing. Funniest person ever snapped me out of it. Latifah came for Dolo. And you know, I got that bob. That's your method, man. What the fuck you doing in that corner? I was like, yeah, what the fuck am I doing in this corner? Got up, passed, I don't want to get loud, you know.
What up, Dana?
What up? And after that, it was just Culiente. To make a long story longer, we on our way out. Lights come on at the end of the party. Party over. Lights come on. I'm
every day,
low
every
now.
you do. It's such a give me.
Tap on my shoulder, turn around.
It's about that.
I ain't seen this.
Everybody's like, you taught that from school.
I didn't know that.
Big business. You want to be successful.
I turned around,
like
up there, he's like, yo,
gimme, push.
anybody want to fuck with this routine? Ain't no cameras every fucking where. So while he's saying this, I remember something, an altercation happened with RZA in Vegas. Something happened with the chain. And Pop was trying to tell me, you know, if I was there, that shit would have never happened. Blah, blah, blah. And I remember looking up, and Suge was like this, going, you know, looking down at me like this. I'm like, damn. That's how it all is. It's like, this nigga looking at me crazy right now, like, shit, you know. So then I look at Pop, and Pop had a whole different face. His face looked like that picture. Before he died, that face he had, that look. He had that look on his face and shit, you know what I mean? And I remember looking back down, and I couldn't understand anything he was saying after that, because mad shit was going through my head, and I'm looking at the Death Row piece on the channel. Then he was like, yeah, we gonna all meet up. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm in do it. Walked out. As soon as I walked out the club, Tracy Wable.
We do need help.
Love Trey Watt.
Executive label executive. Yeah. Worked behind the scenes for a long time.
She outside in a Benz like, man, come on, get in the car. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not making a connection here. And I'm like, oh, that's Puff car. That's Puffy car. Ain't no way I'm getting in that motherfucking car. No fucking way. Even though, you know, I ain't got no beef with Puff, and I ain't got nothing with no east-west shit, but there's no way I'm getting.
Because then it looks like you picking sides.
Back. I'll take a cap. Son, we went to Pink Dot, right down the block.
Got you a hot dog.
We didn't even go in Pink Dot. We stayed in the alleyway, rehashing the whole night now. Paranoid as fuck. We just yeah. And I mean, we must have been there for like an hour before we left. Like, you know what? Fuck about it, man. But it was a bugged out evening. That was
it was and for anybody watching, listening to this right now, it was a time. There was a lot of plotting going on.
You mentioned
there was a lot of like, if this one moves like this, I'm gonna move like this.
Tupac tribute there. Yeah. Now there's been recent conversations about you talking to Pac at some point and wanting to bring.
Yeah, let me tell you how that happened.
You tell me this, nigga. How you know God's a he? He ain't the big shit. You don't know that.
So a lot of guys, everybody thinks was a bitch. Said if I was a bitch, there wouldn't be no bombs, no wars, no shit like that.
Why every time you talk about a female, you gotta say bitch or hoe?
Because that's what you want. Regina King, ladies and gentlemen. Regina King.
Now that was a soundbite. My voice sounds so dumb. Oh my God.
We started playing that. She was like, oh Lord.
Who's this mouth little girl?
Man. Wow.
Boys in the Hood, that was 1991.
My first movie.
You did so great. What do you remember about? Because that movie, it's a cult classic now. It's a legendary film. Just celebrated 20-year anniversary not too long ago. What is it like when you hear, when you think about that time period? What was going on in your head? Was Ice being all these future stars?
You know what's funny is I think that we were all a little starstruck with Ice Cube. You know, it was like, wow, we're about to do a movie with the dude from NWA, you know. And then, you know, at that point, you know, America, that was before he was really running and all those. You know, from NWA. Nobody could realize that what we were doing was going to be so huge. But that was kind of like the beginning of a lot of people's careers or, you know, household names.
Cuba, Chestnut, Angela Bassett, Nia Long. You're from LA too, so when you did that movie, were you like, wow, this is really reflective of what we go through?
I kind of was like, finally, like finally, LA is being represented different than what we see on TV or in movies. This is the LA that we see.
People had no idea before that movie. Well, before NWA, but before that movie, they had no idea what it really.
I mean, NWA definitely painted a picture for you verbally, but
their network reliability
now what John Singleton is doing is,
and with Sprint's new unlimited plan, you have the freedom to do
bringing those
whatever you want.
words to life, so that it's. I think a lot of people need visual things. Not all of us can listen to music and be transformed or transposed. Is that what I'm looking for? So,
Hey, yo, right now, chilling with Tupac, Bay Area's home, right here. What's up, Pac? How you doing, brother? What's poppin'? First off, I want to congratulate you on all your success, man, because I kind of watched you evolve. And, and even though, I think most people from the Bay Area, even though we could be there by your side, we kind of felt like every episode you went through in your life that we could only see through the media, we was right there. Brothers got a lot of love for you in the Bay. Want to know when you're coming back for a minute.
Became independent. And we have to teach that and instill that. And why is it that they want to do that? I mean, if this is truly a melting pot in the country where we care about it, Lady Liberty got a hand like this, she really loves us, and we really need to be like that. And it needs to be the black kids. If there's a white person who got money, then we need to help them. He need to help black kids, Mexican kids, Korean kids, whatever. But it needs to be real. And it needs to be before we all die, and then you say, oh, I made a mistake. We should have given them some money. We really should have helped these folks. It's going to be too late. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you got to pay your own karma. And that's when God made the punish. When God punishes you. Because I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for $36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That's not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1 million, $1 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way. These people
Everything you did while I was locked down, you kept it real. A lot of people said they kept it real, but they didn't. You kept it real. You did a video for me. Every time I saw your team, you represent good. I appreciate you. Your honor and your journalism. But I mean, your music, man, it speaks for itself. I've always liked your music before we even got a chance to meet in the music game. But I mean, I found that the song that was #1 was the Big Against the World, your album #1, Dear Mama. How did that come about? Dear Mama, I'm sorry, that's the saddest song in the world. Everybody, because when you tell your mama business, Chris Tucker got to do. You be like, why you tell your mama business? But it's a love song to my mama. Right. Dear Mama went #1. Thank everybody. Platinum, thank you. I went down platinum, thank you. The video for it. Got a video for it. Was it? Here you go. Dear Mama. Check it out. Dear Mama. Now, when I saw the video the first time, I remember when I thought I was doing some stuff at MTV. I was like, oh, I was blown away how real it was. Lyrically, it was just like something that was very powerful to me. Was that hard for you putting that on wax? Nah, because Master T gave me the beat, like DJ. He gave me the beat, and I wrote it in the bathroom on the toilet, like on one of them early morning sit-down sessions. I just wrote it down, and it came out.
You ready to have some fun?
Like kids, and right after I wrote, I called him out, and I rapped it over the phone like loud.
Take care of the song.
It's just plain to the point because I wanted people to feel me. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be an emotional thing. And that was just the beginning of the success of the album Music Against the World, which, by the way, for everybody out there, double platinum. And now that was all in the scope, Now you got a new family. You've been embraced by Death Row. Can you tell us how that came about? Yeah, Death Row is like, everybody know they record, they resume. But as far as me, I felt like I always belonged on Death Row. This was a matter of getting me there. Now that I'm there, mark my words, Death Row is a force to be reckoned with in this business. I promise you, no artist will outsell us. Nobody will touch us in the movie business. Ain't nobody hard as us. Ain't nobody real as us. Ain't nobody us. All right, well, Dre address, the personal address at his house. Yeah. Put out a double CD. And then double CD, nobody expected me to have pounds.
To offer the business that hasn't been shown before. You know, I have a whole energy that represents not just black youth, but white youth, Mexican youth,